New Zealand, you need to have that expertise to make sure that you apply and also get through the visa. And of course, ILTS is one of the leading providers of, that original and authentic consulting in Sri Lanka. So if you are looking at studying in New Zealand, you've definitely come to the right place. Just over to you. In New Zealand, we don't say hello, we say kia ora. And kia ora is the Maori language, which is not the main language, I would say. It's one of the languages spoken in New Zealand, but it's an English-speaking country. You don't really face any troubles. You might think about going to Europe and other places, but the challenge is that till you don't learn the language, you can't really survive. And it's not easy for everybody to learn a new language at the current age and the time you have. No matter how easy it looks, it's not easy. So definitely New Zealand, that's why it ranks quite high in that region because it's an English speaking country. It's the second safest country in the world and the least corrupt nation. There is zero tolerance for discrimination in New Zealand, and we are the only university or only country in the world which has a code of conduct practice. That means that we want to look at the emotional care of the students, the cultural care, and the academic care. So everything revolves around a student well-being in New Zealand. So we don't change abruptly our requirements. We don't change our immigration rules abruptly. We make sure that the students get the advantage and are not, I would say, disadvantaged because of any changes. So whatever rules apply at the time you enter the country will remain with you no matter what happens after that. So that is one thing that we can guarantee you in New Zealand is absolute care and a family-like environment where you actually get to be, you assimilate into that environment. I'll quickly share a small presentation highlighting some of our postgraduate offerings because I understand that I think majority of the people who joined today are mainly working professionals and postgrads. But let's make it a two-way street and don't think that I am some university rep and you can't talk to me. You can't message. So feel free to put as many questions as it comes to your mind, or we could just run a Q&A towards the end of the session and we can answer your individual questions as well. Mass University, there are 8 universities in New Zealand, and all the 8 universities are government universities. We don't have a concept of private universities in New Zealand. So that's another, what do you call, feather on a cap that you know that you're coming to a trusted university, which has been there. So we are a 100 years old university. And I would like to introduce my team, which is only two of us. So it's me. I'm based in Delhi. I'm the country head for Mass University and I'm based in Delhi. And I have supporting me Archana, who's based in Mumbai, who has worked several years in Immigration New Zealand and is an excellent person to even guide you when you're applying to Massey and support ILTS for any questions that we have around visas and making sure that we have a successful file when we go ahead and file a visa. Um, Massey University is New Zealand's largest residential university, which gives you an option to look at 3 campuses in New Zealand. We started in 1927 as an agriculture college in New Zealand in Palmerston North, and we became a university in 1964. So we are soon completing. Next year is our 100th anniversary, and it's going to be a big celebration at Mass University, and we look forward to being part of that big celebration. In 1993, we established the campus in Auckland, and in 1999, we established the renowned School of Design. Since 2000, we've had universities expanded its campuses in China. We have a campus in Singapore now and also in Vietnam. So we have a large offering, the only university with 3 campuses in New Zealand. And now we have an offshore campus in Singapore. And also Mass University offers majority of its qualifications online as well. So we're the only university which is into online teaching as well in case you don't want to travel and do a course online sitting at home. Just to give you familiarization around what the New Zealand geographic locations look like. So Mass University is a complete North Island based university. So there are 2 islands to New Zealand, the North and the South. So we have 3 campuses. Auckland is the largest city of New Zealand, which would be more like Colombo to you. Wellington is the political capital of New Zealand, and Palmerston North is more like a sciences, agriculture-based area in New Zealand where there are more opportunities in food tech, agriculture, and aviation. Auckland is all about people who are looking at IT, business, construction, and Wellington is the hub of art and design. It's for the creative people who are, crazy, have a lot of ideas, and want to think outside the box. So that is Wellington for you. So based on the areas that you're looking at, we will place you in all the three campuses, which has its own uniqueness and benefits. This is how our three campuses look like. So they look very different to each other. Palmerston North looks like the traditional sciencey campus. Wellington is more modern, and Auckland is very business-like. So based on that, you can choose. But majority of the students look at go to the Auckland campus because of our business school being there in Auckland. At the moment, we have about 4,800 plus international students from more than 125 countries. We have about 350 active international partnerships, and we have at the moment about 30,000 students, plus an additional 2,500 students who don't study in New Zealand but study outside New Zealand. And this number is growing slowly as we talk. In terms of our ranking, we rank top 230 in the QS World ranking. We rank among the top 1% of the universities of the world. And we are top one in New Zealand and Australasia in veterinary sciences, development studies, agriculture, food technology, food quality. We are the biggest communication and media school of New Zealand as well, and the largest art and design school. We are also the only aviation school of New Zealand, and we are the longest running construction school of the North Island, offering excellent career opportunities in construction. And we are also ranked number one in finance in New Zealand as per the Shanghai rankings. And our MBA also ranks top 10 in the Oceania rankings as well. So there are a lot of number ones for us, and we just have to find what is the right course for you, which fits your background. In terms of employability, of course, we don't lie about and we don't promote 100% employment, which is such a concept around the South Asian side where you think like, every student who comes, we are not placement agencies, we are educational establishments. We can give you the right skills. We can make sure that when you go into the job market, you're job ready, you're curious, and you are culturally aware of how things work in New Zealand. So we maintain about 83% employability rate on an average, but 90% of those people work in New Zealand. And about 57% of the students already get a job prior to their completion. A lot of people create their own companies as well. They get self-employed and they start their own startups as well. So there are a lot of opportunities. It all depends on you as well. If you are going to keep quiet and just go to class and come back home and not meet anybody, I'm so sorry. There are no jobs for you. If it is competitive in your home country, it is going to be as competitive in any other country. So you will have to get there, out there, talk to people, go to networking events, meet your professors, ask for contacts, get references, and that's how you make it in New Zealand. But there are definitely a lot of opportunities. New Zealand is based on, heavily dependent on immigrants because New Zealand does not have enough of its own people. There are only about 5 million people, and most of them is aging population. So definitely they are highly dependent on immigrants to pick up a lot of roles in New Zealand. In terms of a POP program overview, I will focus on the first program that we have is accountancy. If you are somebody who's been working in the accountancy field or anything in finance or even non-related fields, you can still become an accountant in New Zealand. We offer two kinds of accountancy program. One is the Master of Accountancy, which is 1.5 year qualification. It gives you the provisional membership with CPA Australia and New Zealand Institute of Chartered Accountants. But in order to get the main membership, you will have to get 3 years of work experience, plus you will have to sit for 4 additional papers to meet the full registration requirement. On the other hand, if you do the 2 year program, which is the Chartered Accountancy pathway, you need to have some background in accountancy or you have already a accountancy specialist in your own country. And this takes care of all the academic and professional requirements. All you need is graduate, get a job, work for 3 years, and you're a full-fledged CA. No additional papers required. only work experience. So based on what funding you are looking at and what duration you're looking at, you can either choose a 1.5 year program or a 2 year program. But at the end of the day, the end goal is the same. So it depends on which path you want to take, but it is a registration based program which allows you to get that membership and work in New Zealand. If you look at the current stats in terms of what accountants look at, is about starting salaries could be between, if you are an experienced person, it's about $81,000, and the chances of getting a job as an accountant in New Zealand is good because due to the demand for experienced workers. So that is something which is heavily available, and you can always go on the website called seek .co.nz, and you can actually look at how many jobs are in accountancy at the moment in New Zealand, and that will give you a fair idea. Next one is Master of Management. Master of Management is open to everybody and anybody who wants to advance into management. So if you are somebody who did a bachelor's degree in something and you said, I'm not interested, and maybe your work experience took you some other places, and now you feel that you want to get that business skill, then Master of Management is a perfect program for you. It has various specializations. You can do it in HR, international business, management, marketing, and even sustainability. If you're somebody who has a business background and wants to get into research in business, then we also have a Master of Business Studies, which is 1 semester of study and 1 year of research. Now, you have an option to either specialize in accountancy, finance, economics, HR. For example, you're somebody who's already done a master's, and now you want to show that I want to upgrade myself. And you can always say that I want to look at the research bit, and my long-term goal is to look at a PhD. And we get a lot of PhD students from Sri Lanka as well, because that's one of the key areas which a lot of people look at. And you can apply for variation of condition as well after 1 semester, where you can actually work full time when you are into the research leg of the master's program as well. So that is one key area where a lot of people are applying from various countries to Massey University, which are these programs. Uh, there is a huge demand for business analysts as well. A lot of people are looking at data science, business analytics programs as well. Starting pays are about 115 to $140,000 per year, and if you become a senior business analyst, you can earn between 145 to 160. Now, of course, analytics could be financial analytics, business analytics, or you could be somebody working, you know, um, into a global program like MBA. You could do various things around that. So we have Masters of Finance. I would highly recommend the finance qualification to anybody who's interested because, of course, we rank #1 in New Zealand for finance, and it is one of our top 10 programs. And now we have a new specialization in finance, which is financial technology, and that has a huge scope. So you can either specialize in financial analytics, risk analytics, and fintech. If you're somebody who loves investment banking, who loves corporate finance, who loves trading, who wants to get into the CFA mode, then this is your perfect program. We have the Bloomberg terminal on campus. We have the investment club at the Massey campus, and sometimes even the finance minister of New Zealand will come and give you a guest lecture at Massey University. So that good we are in terms of our career opportunities. Then we have Masters of Analytics. It only has a one intake, apparently, so the third intake is the only one. If you are somebody who's ready to take off, you could apply still because applications are still open. Master of Analytics, Business Analytics is for somebody who is good in maths and statistics. So you could be a business background person, you could be somebody with experience in analytics as well. You could apply for it, and in that we focus on data analysis, visualization, and interpretation. It's not a very tech heavy program, it is more business plus analytics kind of a program. So don't worry and don't think, oh my God, do I have enough tech skills? We will teach you. We will teach you from scratch. We will make sure that you get that. One program that I would highly recommend is our MBA program at Massey University. We have the largest cohort of MBA in New Zealand, and we have 3 intakes in it, which is March, July, and November. So there are multiple intakes. You need 3 years of work experience minimum to apply for this program. There are no exams. It is a very high on networking. Classes happen about twice a week, and you do a full-fledged capstone project on the MBA program. If you are a Sri Lankan student and you are somebody with a HND diploma, or you've done, you know, few diplomas but could never make it to a bachelor's degree, but you have about 10 years of experience, 15 years of experience, then we could make exceptions on the MBA and give you a direct offer letter as well. Even in accounting, we had a student who had a, what do you do, Miguel? Is this OTHM diploma or something, or in
Yes, correct. Yeah.
accounting, right? OTHM. So she had OTHM, but she had been working so many years with an accountancy firm. And initially we were rejecting her, but then I made a case and I told them about how education works in Sri Lanka, and she got a direct offer letter for masters. So there are opportunities. We look at the overall profile of students. We are not biased on just one part, but we would look at the CV. And hence, it's very important that your CV is well made when you're applying to the university, because it gives us a fair idea of what have you done, right? Maybe you're done doing a lot, but if you write one sentence, I'm sorry, we would not know what kind of a role you're at, right? So we have specialization in business sustainability, global business, and you can choose one without specialization as well, where you can pick and choose courses as per your area of interest, whether you want to get into health system management, whether you want to get into digital transformation, or whether you want to get into finance and analytics as part of MBA. You can do a lot, right, as part of the program. Financial advisors are also quite in demand. So an average financial advisor would earn about 70 to 129. And so it depends on what experience you're bringing to the table. And if you are already an experienced person, you already have a high value skill which a company needs in New Zealand, the chances are that you will be paid higher and you will be hired quickly as well. Like I had a student from Bangladesh. He entered the country within 3 months. He had a part-time job, and within 3 months he had a full-time job and offer letter as well. So there are certain areas where if you have the right skill, it matches with the employer, you're quick to get hired in New Zealand. Construction, I love it. Construction program. Mass University has the highest number of students coming onto a construction program, and Sri Lanka would be our largest sourcing market. Apart from that, we are getting a lot of students from Middle East as well, applying for a Master of Construction. It's under the green list of New Zealand. It's under the skill shortage, and we are the longest running construction school of New Zealand. So whether you want to specialize in construction project management, quantity surveying, you want to get into construction law, you want to get into digital built environment, sustainable built environment, everything is offered at Massey. And we have some of our excellent professors in construction are Sri Lankan professors as well. And that's something that we're very proud of, because they have gone to do their PhDs, postdocs, and they've been teaching successfully on the program. We are accredited by the Australian Institute of Building as well. So we give two kinds of offer letters in the Master of Construction. One is a 1 year offer letter. Anybody who has 2+ years of experience gets 1 year offer letter, and anybody who has less than 2 years of work experience gets 1.5 year offer letter. But from the kind of students we get from this side of the world, most of them have work experience, which allows them to do a 1 year cheaper qualification as compared to spending more on a 1.5 year program. But the career prospects are great and there are a lot of demand. So there is an expectation that we need 57,000 workers needed by 2026 in the construction field. And now the government is taking out initiatives to bring out new construction projects to the country where there would be more demand in terms of construction. So that's something that we are highly looking at. Next one is our agribusiness. Not many people look at agribusiness, but New Zealand economy is based on agriculture. No matter what you say, 80% of the economy is based on agriculture. If you are somebody who has a background in agriculture, agribusiness, or even if you're working for the government and working on agribusiness initiatives, you are more than welcome to apply for the agribusiness program. It is all about managing. You can become a food and agriculture manager, a researcher, a policy advisor. You can become a farm consultant. You can work on agri-food value chain. So all of those options are there at Massey. And Massey University is always called as the Harvard of agriculture and agribusiness. So you can definitely know that you come to the right place and you will have a fantastic career once you finish. Food tech is again a number one program for Massey. We rank top 30 in the world in food technology. And we do get students from Sri Lanka for food quality and safety, a lot of them, which is a big thing, because food is one area which is not going to go out of fashion. You will not stop eating food, and food innovation will continue. Now, how do you make a vegan how do you make a cauliflower into an ice cream? Is food technology. How do you make onion into onion powder? Is food technology. How do you make dry freeze ice cream? That's food tech. So that is something that will continue to grow. We have the award-winning facility, which is called the Food Pilot Center at Mass University. So anybody with a food tech background, you have an option to either do food tech or you can get into food quality and safety as well. Food technologists, again, a very high demand program, green list program of New Zealand, and about starting salary is about 68 to 115,000 New Zealand dollars in New Zealand. We are also, as I said, a biggest design school. So if you are the creative people, anybody who's creative today and wants to look at fashion, visual communication design, animation, visual effects, just remember that Massey is the choice to look at. I will not go much in detail because I know not normally we will get a lot of design students, but slowly this year we are seeing a lot of interest from Sri Lanka, even in design, because there are a couple of design schools in and around Sri Lanka where people are very interested in going for higher studies. This is the information science program. Of course, all those IT people out there. Mass University does not have a program which is like structured in a way that you have to do compulsory courses. It's an open program where all the courses under IT are electives. So basically, you can create your own program. If you're somebody who is more screwed towards data science and analytics, you can choose more courses in that. If you're somebody who is interested in machine learning, you can do it in that. Or you're somebody with interested in user interface design, something in AI, you can do it in that as well. We have a 6-month project involved in this program as well. And you have a possibility to do this course in 1 year as well. But it's a research program. If you can do it in 1 year, you will have to submit a research proposal if you're interested in one particular area of IT that you really want to focus on. So those options are also available at Massey. Um, in general, for Masters of Science, we get a lot of students applying for agriculture science at Massey because, of course, our ranking being the number one in New Zealand, a lot of people apply for animal science, horticulture science, and plant breeding because those are main areas which gets you jobs in New Zealand. So I'm just highlighting that these are research-based programs which will require you to submit a small summary of 200 words in terms of your research interest. And this one has gained a lot of momentum. And actually, we have had students from both Sri Lanka, even Middle East, even Nepal, and other areas applying for it. It's called the Master of Applied Social Work. This program only runs in February every year. If you are somebody who has a background in psychology, physiotherapy, nursing, um, or you're a doctor, or you are into healthcare services, anybody with that background can apply for this program and you get registered as a social worker in New Zealand. And that registration allows you to work not just in New Zealand, but also in Australia and also in Canada. So the best part is our applied social work does not require you to have a bachelor's in social work. You can be from social sciences, health sciences, psychology, physiotherapy, and a lot of those fields. So that's the best part of this program. This is something which is about sustainability, and we have done really well into our sustainability rankings this year. We are among about 2,000 universities. We are the top 100 universities among the 2,000 in sustainability. And if you are somebody who's really passionate about climate action, disaster management, environmental sustainability, then we have a program which anybody can apply, all backgrounds can apply. And there is a $5,000 study grant directly on this program. So there are options like these as well, where we help you implement SDG goals in real life through practical placements with the company as well. In terms of scholarships, we have MBA awards, which are given to you by default once you make an application. If you have more than 5 years of work experience, you get $2,000 study grant. If you already have a master's qualification, you get another 2,000. And if you have very good grades in your bachelor's degree, you get another 2,000. We also have a master's research scholarship, which is for $15,000. But be mindful that Mass University maintains its quality, so we don't give discounts. These are earned scholarships because scholarships means that we value your academic merit. Discounts are given to everybody, no matter how good or bad you are. So just be mindful that there's a difference between scholarships and discounts. So we don't do discounting of fees. Then we also have a merit-based scholarship, which now the second round will get over by the 30th of November. There is still time to apply if you already have an offer from Massey, or if you apply within this time and get an offer letter. This is for $5,000. There are about 60 awards available for postgraduate students to apply through it as well. How do you get into these amazing courses? An average percentage is about 60 to 65. But as I said, we look at the overall profile of you. So just in case you didn't do well in your bachelor's or there was a problem, but if you have heaps of experience, we do give special admission on most of our programs. So when in doubt, please apply because there's no application fees in New Zealand. You can, even if you apply, we will give you some option. If not, pathway option. So we always give you a solution of how you can study that program if you want to really, really do that. Right. So always apply. Don't be in a doubt that whether I should apply or not, because you might miss a chance of not getting an offer from us. So that's there. In terms of our English language requirement, we are now actually a lot of scores are accepted. You can do IELTS, you can do PTE, you can do TOEFL, you can do also do TOEFL home based. You can take Duolingo, you can take language cert. There are multiple options. Very well said by Miguel as well that medium instruction cannot be used as an excuse. I mean, if you're really good at English, great, no problem. But if you think there is a need for you to practice and take coaching, it's always advisable because if a call comes, you will have to perform, you will have to speak well. So medium instruction might get you an offer letter, but to really manage it in New Zealand, you really need good communication skills because communication is one of the main factors when you sit for an interview. If you're not going to speak, nobody's going to hire you. So we really want to brush up. So everybody knows how good they are. So just don't, you know it yourself whether you should be sitting for classes or should you go with medium instruction. But medium instruction is only accepted at Massey if your qualification is affiliated to a UK degree in the last 5 years, yes, we can accept that. If you're working for a multinational company where your clients are from the US, UK, Ireland, those English speaking countries, we can exempt you then as well. And if your last qualification was less than 1 year old, then we can also provide you an exemption. So there are a few cases where we can do exemptions. Student work rights. Currently, the work rights from the 3rd of November has increased from 20 hours part-time per week to 25 hours part-time per week. And you can work full-time in summer breaks and Christmas holidays. Per hour, our wage rate is about 23.5. And all the students get a 3-year post-study work visa. Family benefits are there for doing a master's. Of course, you can bring your partner and dependent children to New Zealand while you study. Partners may qualify for an open work visa, and dependent children can study as domestic students. There is no upper limit to study in New Zealand, like in Australia. You can be above 35 and easily apply to New Zealand. So that is one good factor about New Zealand, and your children can study free of cost at school as well if they're at that age. That's it for me. I hope you enjoyed and you could get a brief of everything that we offer. I'll stop sharing my screen. And if anybody has any questions, you can ask now. We would have about another 15 minutes, and that would do it. I think there are a couple of questions.
There's a question for Pooja. Could you please discuss about Master of Speech and Language Therapy? Can take ILTS waiver for 4 years English medium bachelor degree in Sri Lanka. I think it was halfly answered 2 slides prior with regard to ILTS waiver of.
Yes, yes. So ideally, if you've studied your qualification, which has not been in the last 1 year, then we cannot give a waiver. If you are interested in the Masters of Speech, Language and Therapy program, you will have to take a regular English test, which is IELTS 6.5 or PTE or TOEFL. Anything Duolingo would do, but I would highly recommend that you sit for a test in order to apply for that program. Our Master of Speech and Language Therapy is a research-based program, and it allows you to get into research. But if you had to take a registration, you will have to apply separately with the council and sit for the test and clear it. But our program allows you to understand the whole concept of speech and language therapy in New Zealand and prepares you well so that you could actually clear those tests on your own. So no English waiver, unfortunately, can be offered if your last qualification was not within the last 1 year or so.
Thank you, Pooja. And there is another question. What is the offer letter processing time, please?
Um, in terms of peak, if it's a peak time, we take about 10 working days, which is right now, it's a peak time. But if you have applied and you want your offer letter quickly and everything is complete, we can always fast track it and get you up in the line if you know that you're ready to go and we're just waiting for the offer letter. So we're happy to take it on case by case basis. Um, but I would also like to answer one question I think which is here, which I think is a big elephant in the box. Is like a lot of
Yeah.
people say that there are no jobs in New Zealand, but that is not true. Now the thing is when we see these videos which come out, we don't know the whole story. It is always we don't know the two sides of the coin. Now, have you ever seen videos of people getting jobs and putting it on the videos? Like, hey, I got a job and I'm working. No, because those people don't do that. It is always, it depends on where you've studied as well. What quality have you taken on in terms of study? Um, Massey has the highest student passing success rate in New Zealand. That means our students are learning well and they are able to apply these skills. One has to be patient. Like you can't say that I just graduated and I should get a job in 1 month. You have to be patient. Sometimes you can't be finicky. You have to start somewhere and then go up the ladder. So we can't have the expectation of I would have to get a job in a multinational company and then only I'll work there. Majority of the companies in New Zealand are small scale. There might be 5 people, 10 people. If you can't work with 5, 10 people, I'm sorry, you need to look at something else because we expect you to maybe look at sales, marketing, business development, all of it together. So sometimes these people have chosen the wrong programs, or maybe they don't have the right communication skills. And I would say sometimes it would be just luck as well. I mean, it can be anything, but till the time we don't know the whole story, we can't really comment. But on an average, New Zealand does require a lot of immigrants to support in the roles. And because immigrants are smarter and they understand things and they have the zeal because Kiwis in general are quite laid back, so if they want to grow and they want to perform, then there's nothing better than immigrants. So I would always say make sure that you're going to the right provider for study and you're choosing the right programs which are high quality. If you look at low quality programs, then that's the reviews you're not gonna get uh, from most of them. So that's why. So don't go by that scenario. It's always choosing right programs, studying really well, making sure you make the best use of the career service centers, go out, meet people, and don't be finicky. Just start. And that's my biggest advice to anybody looking at New Zealand. All right. Anything next that you're looking at?
Thank you, Pooja. And there was a lengthy question. I'm a
Yeah.
student planning to apply to Massey University, and my long-term goal is to complete
Mm,
a PhD after my master's. I hold a Bachelor of Science honors degree specializing in environmental science. I would like to know which postgraduate master's programs would best support my pathway to a PhD in the same field. I found
mm.
options such as the Master of Business Administration, Business Sustainability, and the Master of Science, coursework or research. I understand that a research focused master's generally provides a strong opportunity to progress into a PhD. Could you please guide me on the most suitable program for the academic goals?
I would recommend, of course, I will not recommend the MBA because MBA definitely does not lead you to a PhD. It's a very, very applied degree. But if you had to look at a qualification, I would recommend that you look at either the Master of Sciences because that these are research focused programs and would require you to submit a research summary of about 200 words. And then we align a supervisor within the program to make sure that you can move forward. Alternatively, in terms of great career pathways, I would highly recommend you to apply for a master's in environmental management because that's an excellent program and that focuses on the resources like the use of land, water, soil, plants. It is into GIS, remote sensing, life cycle assessment, and those have great opportunities in New Zealand. So if you are looking at, keeping your options open, I would say apply for the Master of Sciences, but as a good backup, apply for a Master's in Environmental Management. And if you are looking at the study grant straight away, then I will always recommend apply for the Masters of Sustainable Development Goals in Environmental Sustainability. Those would be your best three options. So MSc, a Master of Science, followed by Master of Environmental Management. third will be Master of Sustainable Development Goals. So those would be your top three programs to apply to.
Thank you, Pooja. What is the cost of living in the area around Palmerston North?
See, on an average in New Zealand, we will maintain that living cost of about $1,000 to $1,200 per month. Now, it all depends on your lifestyle. If you cook more at home, you can stay cheaper. If you do carpooling, if you do bicycling in Palmerston North, it's actually more comfortable. It's a more easier town to stay in comparatively. So you can actually save more money in Palmerston North comparatively if you were in either Wellington or Auckland. So, but on an average, we have to maintain about 1,000 to 1,200, irrespective.
Kindly request details on Master of Statistics program, fees, duration, supervisor scholarship opportunities, exemption of a bachelor degree to follow a master's stat, or master of, I'm sorry, I
Hmm.
can't get this, to a student who has extensive experience. Master of
So,
Master's, postgraduate diploma, higher diploma, and research publications.
so Master of Statistics
Yeah.
is a tough one because I also had a recent student. If you have a regular 3-year degree from either Sri Lanka or India or anywhere, you do not qualify directly for a master's in statistics. You need to have either a postgraduate qualification already to apply for a master's. So basically, you need an honors degree. And honors degree, which is done in India or anywhere else, is not equivalent to the New Zealand honors degree. So they actually require you to have a PG dip. But if you're saying that you have extensive experience in statistics, uh, we can share your profile, but I can't guarantee on that. And ideally, for statistics students, I will highly recommend to look at business analytics because that has a much better career scope in terms of getting the employment. So, and it requires extensive statistics background. So, if you are somebody who is interested in that, I would highly recommend to switch and look at more into analytics as compared to statistics. But statistics will require you to do some kind of PG program. Even if you do a 1-year PG diploma in statistics somewhere, that could be a possibility as well. You could do it through distance learning from somewhere also, but that would be advantageous if you are only looking at Master of Science.
Okay.
We don't
Thank
offer the
you.
Master of Teaching and Learning in early childhood.
Hmm.
We only have a graduate diploma in teaching and learning in primary and secondary education. But the intake is January intake, and this won't be possible at the moment. So you can look at the next year January intake if you are looking at the. But there are other providers who have masters, and I'm sure ILTS will be happy to help you with other options in New Zealand.
Thank you, Pooja.
Yeah.
There's the one last question. I think Mr. Miguel can maybe answer that. I have a master's in cybersecurity. It's a UK qualification. Can do a second master. There are a lot of people who holds a master's on already. And do you have any advice that we can give?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like even though you have a master's degree, you can do another master's, but the thing is you can't do the exact same master's again, right? Like, for example, let's say the course content has to be different. Like otherwise the immigration will question like, what is the point of doing the same master's again, right? So if you have a master in cybersecurity, we need to find a master's that's suitable. So we need to do a proper consultation with you. I'm just telling the student that to actually raise the question. So we will do a proper consultation with you and we will check your background and then we can actually finalize a good master's program and then we can go from there. So the straight answer is yes, of course you can do that because recently we have done a student visa, Pooja. She had 2 or 3 masters. Okay, and she applied for another master's, right?
There are people who love studying.
Yeah, people love studying, right? So you can do that. And also, as
Yeah.
Pooja said, age is not a barrier in New Zealand. Okay, if you
Yeah.
are like in your 40s or sometimes even in your 50s, right? You can apply for your master's degree. We had an incident that one person actually applied for a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. She's 52, and we got the visa for that, right? But the thing is, you need to remember, like, if you're planning on settling, yes, there is a problem because the 55 is the cutoff age. Okay, we will guide you on that because we have immigration advisors working with us. But remember, there is no age barrier to study in New Zealand. Okay, yeah. So I also want to add some points because we have another 5 minutes. In terms of job opportunities, because I need to show this to people who joined this session. Some people know us because they follow us on our social media and YouTube podcast. I highly recommend you to watch our podcast in YouTube. So I'm just showing you this. This is my New Zealand passport, okay? Because I'm a person who has done this process. Okay, I was an international student. I went through this journey because your dream may be like settling in New Zealand or maybe having a business, whatever. The thing is, building the proper network is the key. Once you land, you need to have a good network. Keep building your network. Update your LinkedIn. Keep in touch with people through LinkedIn, right? That's very important. And the other thing is, you have seen a lot of people are telling that there are no job opportunities in New Zealand. Sometimes when I see that, Pooja, I actually laugh and I actually smile and tell my team, I know, like, do you ever know like who's actually putting these comments? Most of the comments are like anonymous. You don't know the person, whether it's a girl or a boy or a man or a lady, right? Whether this person is actually, likable person to other people, right? You don't know. But please don't change the entire journey or your dream because of an anonymous comment. Okay, in our days, Pooja, we didn't have social media, right? So we also had all these problems, but the thing is, we spoke to the right people, and we actually just moved on. But the thing is, with the technology and the social media, people have a lot of places to go and blame and complain and give opinion. There's too much, right? So the thing is, my advice for you is, keep one person or one company or a professional or immigration advisor, keep one person and stick to the plan. Don't let other people to change your mind. Okay, why people are struggling? They are not properly guided from the start. That's why I told you have come to the right place, because we have coaching sessions. Once you get your student visa, we teach you like how to deal with these situations and how to approach employers, how to achieve your targets in New Zealand with my experience, because I'm a person who actually motivate people, and I'm so positive, right? So I normally don't let other people to give up, right? So remember, there are opportunities. As Pooja told, focus on small and medium companies. Most of you guys are working professionals, right? And you have degrees, masters, right? So believe in yourself, have the confidence. I will teach you, my team will teach you how to properly do this step by step. First, you need to complete your studies. That is the first thing, right? And then post-study work visa. Step by step, there is a process to go. And from next year, Immigration New Zealand, and also New Zealand is actually welcoming international students, encouraging skilled workers to come and settle. That's why they're actually giving this 6 points for the masters, which is really good, right? And all you have to do is find a skill job, which is hard. Right? It's not easy. But the thing is, it's up to you. I mean, you need to build your skills and attitude and write the employment. So I will guide you on that, how to do that. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for your time. And also, Pooja, thank you so much. I know you're traveling and still you actually came for the session. And I must tell you that this is a very successful session that we did for Massey University. A lot of people joined today. Thank you so much, Pooja. We're looking forward to work with you very closely, and I hope everyone who joined will contact ILTS Overseas Education to apply your offer letters if you are planning to apply for Massey University, because it's very important.
Yes.
Because applying offer letter is one part of this process and submitting the visa is another one. So we can do both. Please get in touch with us.
Yeah.
And we wish you all the best for everyone. Thank you so much, Pooja, and thank you, Naina.
Thank you so much, and have a great evening, everybody. Have a nice meal with your family, because family is all that counts at the end of the day, and we are all doing it for our families. So I know the whole growth journey is to have a better living standard, and have a better safe grounds for your children. So just make the best choice for yourself and be dedicated to whatever choice you make, and I'm sure success is the only outcome out of that. So thank you so much for having us, and hopefully we will meet soon. I'm coming to Colombo on the 2nd of December. So, 3rd of December. Oh, sorry, 4th and 5th of December. Sorry, I'm getting confused. I have so many events. 4th and 5th December. And if anybody wants to meet one-on-one with me as well, I'm happy to meet you all through, you can always contact ILTS and we can arrange a one-on-one as well.
ILTS Overseas Education, your gateway to a world-class education.
Contact us today for a free consultation and start your journey to success with ILTS Overseas Education.